Diaz, kicker.
This is Taylor Beal, linebacker.
This is Jordan Oldroyd, quarterback.
This is RJ Moreno, running back.
This is Corey Coleman, wide receiver.
This is Taco Williams, defensive back, and you are listening to Georgetown Eagle Football on SHN Sports.
Good evening, Berger University. Can everybody hear me okay? Well, good to have you guys here tonight. This is already week number 7 of the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. I know there's a lot of folks in here tonight that may just be eating, but every Wednesday around 6:45, we do the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. Let's give Berger University a round of applause. Thank you for having us every week. We appreciate you guys. Well, man, last week, Georgetown back on their winning ways, defeating Pflugerville 35-10 on the road. Round of applause for Georgetown. Way to get back, guys. It's even more impressive. The Eagles led 28-0 after 3 quarters. Georgetown still very much alive in the playoff race here in 11-5. Hey, let's bring up head coach Chuck Griffin of your Georgetown Eagles. Come on up, Coach. Got a nice crowd here tonight, some overflow seating, so thank everybody for here and supporting the Georgetown Eagles. As I just said before we got started, Coach, as always, man, good to see you, and really appreciate all of your accessibility. And, you know, we talk every week about community and really what it's about, Coach, and just you guys being involved and active. It's really a special place here in Georgetown,
Absolutely,
Coach.
It is. It's a great community, great place to live.
Well, Coach, again, congratulations on the victory on last Friday, a much-needed victory.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, we talked about on the show that this was a must-win.
Yeah.
And you guys took care of business to open, to come off of that district play, to lose those first 2, come back here. What did you tell the team after this win, Coach?
You know, I was proud of them. They did a great job all week preparing and getting themselves ready and believing that they could win. And went out and executed and did some really good stuff. Still got plenty of room for improvement, but, man, it was great to go out there and get a win.
Coach, we'll talk about the running game here in a little bit because you may kind of lead into that, but we'll talk about that on a separate question. But besides the running game, what are some of the positive takeaways from this one? You
know, again, our defensive front played really well. They've been playing well all season. And really I kind of thought there for a minute we were going to be able to pitch a shutout. We gave up a couple of drives there in the fourth quarter, and part of that was just wear and tear. They're a little tired, and they got lucky with one over the top. We were in coverage and just made a good catch in there in the end zone. But our defensive front played really well. So I'm really excited about those guys, and then I thought our offensive line played tremendous. So they did a great job too.
Coach, through 6 games, entering week 7, how proud of you are this team? They don't give up. They fought back after the 2 losses in district play. How proud of you are these kids?
Man, I'm excited. These guys are great. They show up every day. They work really hard. They have a good time, and they're loving it. I mean, there's not a downside to them. They just come out there with a great attitude and a great effort and get after it every day.
Coach, a lot of new staff here, of course, you this season. The transition, though, how has that been? Coach Dean left things in really good hands, and it's been seamless for the most part. What's it been like for you as a coach and your assistant coaches?
That there's obviously some growing pains, just some communication and those kind of things when you have there's 6 of us total that are new on the staff. So that's half the staff, So obviously there's some growing pains when you're getting in that, and a couple of those guys we didn't get hired before spring football, so they were starting fall camp. So all of that takes a little bit of time. You throw in a new quarterback and you throw in some youth, and you got to kind of find yourself as you go. And I think the guys have done a good job with that. Our coaches are doing a great job. I can't say enough about those guys. They're great men. They're great family men, and they treat their families right, and they treat the kids right, and I'm excited to have this great staff.
Well, Coach, kind of alluding back now as we go back and look at Pflugerville a little bit more. Georgetown now 4-3 overall, 1-2 in district play. How is that playoff race shaping up? Because it's starting to get down to the wire.
Yeah, absolutely it is. Obviously the best thing is we can win out. We need to win out. We've got Manor, then we have Rouse, and then we got Pflugerville Colony. Pflugerville Colony's playing really well. They're putting up lots of points. Their score last week with Manor was 50-35. Man. It was tied 21-21 and a half. So those guys are putting up a lot of points too. Rouse is struggling. Had some big injuries earlier in the year, and then we've got Manor, who we got to go out and take care of. And man, these guys are really good. They've got a lot of athletes, and
we'll talk about
a couple of Division I guys. So the best thing we can do is win this week and win the last 2, and then we're in for sure.
Yeah, I think the mathematical formula, there's always all these scenarios that start popping up. I think it's as long as Georgetown wins 2 out of the last 3, we're guaranteed to spot in the playoffs.
Yeah, we should be.
Of course, you want to win all of them.
We want to win all of them, but sure, I think if we win 2 out of the last 3, we'll be in. Just because it's a 7-team district versus an 8-team district. That would put us at, if we finish 7-3, we ought to be there. But I've been at home before at 7-3, so it's we need to go win out. That's what we need to go do.
Well, Coach, Georgetown, as we continue to talk about last week, over 320 yards of total offense, a little bit more than that. Most of that, though, on the rushing end.
Yep.
Man, you got to talk about all of your kids, but especially Ryan Eady picked up 187 yards on 26 carries. Let's give him a round of applause. That was a good job by Ryan.
We got him with a little over 200.
200?
We got it like 201, I think, is what we got him at. So
that's Nick Galen. That's on Galen. He sends us, but we appreciate
Galen.
Galen
Still uses a notepad and pencil, so we had just over 200 yards rushing. He had 2 touchdowns, and really we can't say enough about him. He's playing a bunch of special teams, and Ryan's been a great surprise for us just coming in and just work hard, man. He's just one of those workers, shows up every day with a great attitude and works hard.
Is Ryan here yet? Is he? I don't think he's here yet.
He's not here yet. His mom and dad are back there. But
okay. Well, I'll let the cat out of the bag that Ryan Eady, and we'll present him with a plaque that we do every week. We don't have it tonight, but Ryan Eady has been named our Georgetown, not just Georgetown, but our SHN Player of the Week. So let's give a round to Ryan. And I wanted to make it known that award, that isn't picked by me. We have about a 7 to 8 person volunteer committee. One of those gentlemen is Mark Champ from the Austin American Statesman, and every week we go through all of the games that are taking place on the SHN network, and we identify one standout player every week, and so that's how we come to that. So
that's great.
And I'm always vouching for Georgetown, but I've got 6 or 7 other guys that we have to vote with.
Sure.
Well, Coach, on the rushing end, it was great. The passing game, a little bit there, but not a whole lot. But still, you've got to be impressed with your offense. And overall, talk a little bit about your defense in this one, almost pitching that shutout.
Yeah, defense played great. I mean, Taylor Beal, again, had, I think, 21 tackles on the night. Braden Hargrove played well. Colby Cummins had his best game as a defensive lineman. Taco came up with an interception. Really, I think he had 2. I think he got his feet in on one other one, but he did a great job, and so our guys are just playing well. We ended up blocking a punt. Special teams was probably the biggest surprise in this game. We were perfect in the kicking game. We did a great job on kickoff, putting it right where we wanted to go. And then also we blocked an extra point, we blocked a field goal, and we blocked a punt. And that's pretty good when you can do that.
And, Coach, you guys had to call up a kicker as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Isaac Ween has come out. Matt's been a little banged up and pulled his hamstring, so he's been kind of recovering from that. And we called a couple soccer kids to come out, and those guys have done a good job for us. And Chai and Isaac have both done a really good job. And Isaac went out there and was 5 for 5 on extra points the other night, so it was good.
Well, Coach, as we look ahead now, of course, Manor coming up, Georgetown looking to add another win on Friday as the Eagles will battle the Manor Mustangs at home. Last year, the Eagles defeated Manor. We were on the road for that game, 28-14, the victory last year. The Mustangs, though, this is a different team this year. They're 3-0 in district, 5-2 overall. They're on a 5-game winning streak. Georgetown, of course, 4-3 overall, 1-2 in district. As I just said, a very different Manor Mustang team this year, a lot more experience. They're currently holding that second spot, I believe, in district play. What'd you tell the players, heading into this week versus a very tough Manor Mustang team?
Again, kind of the same thing I tell them every week, really. We've got to go control the controllables. We've got to go out and take care of the Georgetown Eagles. If we'll do that, if we'll take care of our job and do what we're supposed to do and do that well, we'll come out on top. And they're super athletic. Taj Brooks and Tyreek Marshall, on the offensive side. Man, those guys are good. And Dayron Butler he's a return guy and plays a little offense and defense for him. And man, those guys are great. They're good football players. So we got to go out and execute our game plan and do what we do, and I think we'll have a great opportunity.
Really, as far as getting established early in this matchup, where does Georgetown have to be? You've talked a little bit about it, but if you're going back and saying, here's what we've got to get established early, from your thoughts as a coach, what do you guys have to establish?
We've got to contain Taj. We've got to make sure that he doesn't get out in the open field. He's tough to tackle. He's a big kid, so he's really tough to tackle when he gets in the open field. And then up front, we got to block those guys. Devin and those guys up front, we got to do a great job blocking them. And if we can do that and get our run game established, we're going to be in good shape.
You probably mentioned it. You talk about a run game, getting that established. Your keys to victory, Coach.
You know, our keys to victory, again, establish a run game. We've got to be able to run the football. That's big for us. And then we got to be able to stop the run. If we can do those two things, I think maybe the advantage in special teams goes to us, with the exception of returns. We got to do a good job of keeping the ball away from them, because those guys can return some kicks. They've had several return kicks on the season. So we got to do a good job there on our coverage and do a great job keeping the football away from them on special teams. But, if we can establish a run and stop the run, I think we'll be in good shape.
Coach, overall health right now, you talked about some of your players battling a little bit, but just overall health, and then really how were practices this week? Beautiful weather, by the way.
Right, beautiful weather. Health-wise, it's like every football team right now. We're pretty banged up. We've got a lot of guys that we'd like to have access to, but we don't. We're going to go out there and play with what we got, and our guys are showing up. Even the guys that are injured are doing a good job, just recovery and working on that and coming back. Practices were great this week. Probably our best 3 days put together. I think we're growing in that area. That was one of the things we really wanted to concentrate in that month of that really tough part of our schedule, is learning how to concentrate and practice hard and practice well. And, our guys bring a great attitude every day. It's just a matter of focus and doing the right thing every rep, and they've really done a good job taking off with that.
Coach, final comments before we interview some of our players tonight.
Here's the deal. This is a big win for us, a big game for us. We need you guys to come out and, stay loud, come out, stay late, and be loud, and we'll see you there.
Stay loud, stay
That's right. Stay loud, stay late, wear blue, all that kind of stuff, and we'll see you there.
Now, Coach, I think I've gotten to know you well enough over the past, I guess going on 3 months now.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you a toss-up question.
All right.
I ask the kids this every week. What does it mean to you to be a Georgetown Eagle, Coach?
Man, it's the Eagle fight never dies. Our mentality of community and supporting each other. It's amazing just what our kids do. We got this big shoe drive going on. I don't know how much you know about the Georgetown locker, but I was here when that started, probably about 10 or 11 years ago, and just the way that has taken off and impacted our community. It's just a great place to live and a great place to work. And man, our kids, our teachers, we're all on the same page. And it's really great to be a part of that.
That's awesome. Coach, I did actually have one more thing that I wanted to bring up. Of course, Georgetown Eagle Band doing a great job.
Yep.
Can we give a round of applause to the Georgetown Band?
Absolutely.
Want to make sure we don't forget about those guys. And, the team was out there supporting them as well.
Yeah, we did. That was pretty fun. Somebody brought that to my attention that, they go to everything you guys do. And have you thought about going to what they do? So we put it together and took a couple of buses over there and took just about every varsity kid over there to go watch them play. And, man, that was fun. They enjoyed it. I don't know if you saw it even on social media, but our kids were dancing to the band. And so it was good. It was good fun.
Awesome. We appreciate the band. We appreciate everyone that's involved with Georgetown football. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, let's give it up for your Georgetown head football coach, Mr. Chuck Griffin. Thank you, Chuck.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, sir. Again, this is the Eagle Nation Coaches Show. Thank you to everybody who's here. How's the food tonight, everybody? Enjoying yourselves? Having a good time tonight? Awesome. Well, as always, we interview two players every week. First, we're going to bring up the offensive player this week, junior receiver Tyler Fithian. Come on up, Tyler. Let's bring it up for Tyler. Tyler, good to have you, man. You get to be here tonight now.
Oh, it's awesome.
We've been waiting to have you up here, and a great game for you, a junior. This is you started last year in the playoffs on varsity.
Yes, sir.
What's it been like now, though, playing through the start of the season and everything else?
It's been.
I'm gonna fix this too. There you go.
There we go. Okay. It's been a ride for sure. Like going up with last year with Dylan Cahill and Noah Drum, they were definitely teaching me things that I'll need and been using this year. But this year now I'm teaching like other kids what they taught me and just trying to help them learn the ropes and learn what it is to be a Georgetown Eagle.
How important was that experience that you got in the playoffs to help you get started this year?
Very important. It helped me get all the nerves out because playing for Georgetown first time Friday night, it's very scary, but it really helped me get rid of everything.
Talk about your role. Of course, a receiver on the team. you had some guys that kind of mentored you last year. I'm sure you still have some guys that are helping you out, but you're kind of moving into a leadership role as well now.
Yes, sir. I'm trying my hardest to help out all the kids on scout team and help everybody who's trying to come up to varsity as well. I'm just trying my hardest to help them with anything that they need.
What's been some positive highlights this season? Of course, a big victory last week.
Yes,
Talk
sir.
about that game, and what's been some highlights for you this season so far?
Definitely my first touchdown, but that game was a crazy game. It was something I'm glad that we won. Glad I got the opportunity to score, and
keep rolling. So,
yeah.
you know, the first two games, and we don't like to harp on it, but the first two games in district play tough. You go up against arguably one of the toughest teams, two of the toughest teams in the state of Texas with Cedar Park and Hutto. What was your thought process and kind of what was going on in your mind after those two losses and then knowing you had to get back onto the winning track?
I just know we had to change something. We had to work harder. We had to just all come together as a team and just play for each other. We had to play for the seniors. This is the last year. Just had to work as a team and just come out with a dub.
Going forward, where do you think that you can personally improve on?
Definitely blocking. I need to help everybody with blocking, and it's a key role in football. You have to be able to block for your teammates, so definitely that.
Well, as we continue to talk to the junior wide receiver, Tyler Fithian, where do you think, you talked about you having to improve on your blocking, and not to call your team out, but where do you think that you guys as a unit can improve on?
I don't really know. I think as an offensive group, we're working really good, but I really think we can work on our tempo, like being faster, like getting back on the ball faster, getting lined up quicker, so the defense can't get lined up as fast.
Well, as we kind of look back, you took care of business versus Pflugerville. Now we look ahead to Manor, that game at home. What are you excited about? What are you looking forward to going up against the Manor Mustangs, man?
Beating them. I'm excited about beating Manor very, very badly. It's going against some of them that are D1. I know for sure I want to prove to them that they aren't as good as Georgetown Eagles.
Who are some role models that you've looked up to? It doesn't necessarily have to be, your classmates or your teammates, but who are some role models that you've looked up to throughout your life?
Definitely my dad helping me be the man I am today. But on the football, probably Adam Thielen. He's smaller like I am, not always the fastest and strongest, but he always gets the job done.
You have family here tonight.
Yes.
Who's here tonight?
My dad, my mom, and then my dad's coworker Fleming.
Awesome. Let's give them a round of applause for the 50th fan. Thank y'all for being here, guys. Appreciate y'all.
Oh, and the Edie's.
The Edie's back there as well. I ask this every week to every player. I even ask the coach, what does it mean to you to wear that G, to be a Georgetown Eagle, Tyler?
It definitely means a lot. It means that we have to go 110% every time, and commitment, and just showing everybody how we fly around on Friday nights and we make our statement.
And you guys here at Georgetown. Now, when I was at Georgetown, I had to quit football in 10th grade because I weighed 100 pounds. We didn't have nice workout facilities and all that. Talk about some of that. What is it like having really awesome facilities, and how does that really help your game?
It definitely helps a lot. Going in the weight room helps us getting stronger. Going against bigger opponents, it definitely helps a lot.
You're just a junior, of course, going to be a senior next year. Future plans, where do you want to be, man?
Definitely college. And if I get the opportunity for football, then probably football.
So just want to keep continuing that
Anywhere.
journey? Awesome, man. Well, hey, the camera's right here on you. Who do you want to send a shout-out to tonight?
Shout-out to my parents. Shout-out Cade. He's here. Shout-out the corner. Shout-out Tommy. Shout-out Estrada. Theo. I didn't forget you, Theo. And Coach Olson.
Awesome. Well, let's give it up one more time. Offensive player, junior receiver, Tyler. Tyler, good luck this season. Thank you for being here. Well, appreciate Tyler. Now, every week we pick one player, two players, either on the offense, the defense, and or special teams. And it's not necessarily a standout player, someone, because if we chose a player of the week every week, a lot of times, of course, you have your skill positions, and you see those line up in the stat sheets. But there's a lot of kids behind the scenes. There's a lot of kids that do a lot of great work, and we want to highlight, as much as we can every week here on SHN. Please join me and welcome up. He's not been playing here the past few games, but hopefully we'll be back soon. Let's please welcome our special teams player, senior kicker, Matt Diaz. Come on up, Matt. Appreciate you, Matt. Matt, I got to start, man. I'm digging the hair, dude.
Thank you.
Now, we talked to you last year.
Yes, sir.
So what has it been like now through a year? I know that, and we won't, of course, dig into that, but you've been battling a little bit of an injury. But what has it been like, kind of the transition from last year into this year for you, man?
It's been a lot more fun, because it's my senior year and being with the guys for the last time, and it's going to be heartbreaking at the end, though.
Whenever of course, your brother Lewis, and we asked you this last year, what impact has he had on your life? He was a phenomenal kicker just like you, man.
Oh, yeah, I always look up to him, while I'm kicking, and he's my role model for football.
Awesome. And I've said you haven't played in a few games. Hopefully we'll see you back here pretty soon. Just because you're not out there kicking, though, there's still some things that you do. What's really been your role on the team when you're not able to be out there on the field?
Helping out the kickers who got moved up from soccer, teaching them what the ropes and what to do during warm-up, and, practicing, helping them get their form down and transitioning from, how to kick a soccer ball to a football because it's a lot different, and, just helping them out and cheering on the team on the sideline. Awesome.
Well, Matt, what have you enjoyed so far this season? I know that there's been some limited action, but what have you enjoyed, man?
The practices are very fun. We have themes for our music, and I really like Western Wednesday.
Okay. All right. That's the first time I've heard an athlete say the practices. That is his highlight. So, man, that is awesome, dude. That's what I always dreaded the most, man. So, as we continue to talk to senior kicker Matt Diaz, last week a must-win for your team. They took care of business. Your thoughts on that game?
It was really good. I was hoping to play that game, but, my hamstring wasn't really doing so well.
That's really weird. I have no idea what that is. Okay, I don't know what that was, man. Because you were talking earlier about some music during practice. I think that was the intro to it, man. But continue your thought on that. What have you enjoyed this season, man?
Enjoyed the season or the game. The game was a big win. We needed it because we came around for a 3-loss streak, and we really need to get our confidence back.
You were in this situation last year, though. It's almost deja vu. You guys fought through it. Not only do you make the playoffs, but you go pretty deep in the playoffs. So, of course, your mindset, what were you thinking during those losses? You guys knew that you could get back out here and start winning.
Yeah, we definitely knew it was going to be like last year. We felt it, and we just had to keep practicing hard, and Coach was helping us get our minds right, and that's what we needed to do.
Well, as we continue the season on, of course, you want to get to the state championship. What are your expectations, man?
No, I don't want to miss another kick because I've missed a few, and need to be 100% on special teams, and to get more stickers on my helmet because I barely have any because I haven't played.
Who's you're talking about pro. I'm sure you've got a favorite kicker, man, in the NFL. Who would that be?
Steven Gostowski from the Patriots.
Okay, awesome, man. All right. Well, you're a senior now. What's that journey been like? I know I asked you earlier what's the transition been like, but what has it been like for you to be at Georgetown, man? What has that journey been like?
It's been really fun hanging out with my friends and everything, going to practicing with them and hanging out with them outside of school. Really have a good bond with each other. We have lots of fun.
Well, we look ahead to Manor. Your thoughts on Friday?
I expect us to beat them. Last year we had a lot of fun going against them because we scored a couple points, and it was just a lot of fun playing in that game. And I hope it's the same this year.
Do you have family here tonight?
Yeah, I got my little brother and my mom and my sister over there.
All right, well, let's give it up to your family, man. Thank y'all for being here. Appreciate you guys. Some of your role models, man.
Like I said earlier, I look up to my older brother because he was a kicker, and he's helps me a lot outside of practice, telling me what to do. And sometimes during the game, he comes up to me and he gives me hints and pointers on what to do and stuff.
What does it mean to you to wear the G, man?
It means working hard and being committed to everything we do, no matter if it's schoolwork or practice, and supporting one another.
Future plans, where do you want to be?
College. I'm looking to study criminal justice.
Nice. Come on, man. Congratulations to that. I'll give you a round of applause for that, man. That is a great profession to be in, man. Final shout-out, camera right there on you. Who do you want to send shout-out to tonight?
Shout-out to God. Shout-out to H for getting me well. Shout-out to all the guys here. Shout-out my mom. Shout-out Cade. Shout-out my sister. Shout-out Estrada. Shout-out Roblox. Shout-out Tommy.
Shout-out sunglasses. Hey, we need to get
shout-out my godmother. She's watching right now.
Awesome.
From all the way from Illinois.
Awesome. Well, good to have her on the stream as well. And I'm glad you mentioned Coach H. We're going to have to get him on the show sometime and chat with him. We'll stay right here because we do our trivia challenge. I'm going to leave it up to you, though, because you're on special teams. Do you want to side with the offense or the defense? You get the choice.
Defense.
Defense. All right. Hey, that's good, man. Well, let's bring them up. Defense on this side and offense kind of around here as we'll do our trivia challenge. And if you can just take that off, and then we'll just kind of pass it around, and you can stay seated right here, Matt. Let's give it up for Matt Diaz before we head into the segment. Thank you, Matt. It's going to take a while to get down here tonight because there's guys up on the steps, man. So, well, we do this every week. This is our trivia challenge. Of course, you guys know the rules. Don't pull out your phones. The offense won last year. Hold up that trophy real quick. That's what you guys play for every year. Hold it up so the fans here can see it too. That's what you guys are playing for every year. The offense this season currently leading 17-12. So you know it's good that you got to bring the defense back into this. Before we get started, just pass the microphone around. Say your name, your grade, and your position, man.
Matt Diaz, senior kicker.
Aaron Berrigan, DB. Jacob Ramos, senior DB. Cameron Nielsen, senior linebacker.
Alex Steele, senior center.
Tyler Fithian, junior receiver. Shout out Coach Saunders.
Trey Flores, junior, left guard. Jake McCown, tight end, junior.
Dave Auckland, junior receiver, punter. T-Dub, senior, tight end, big back, fullback, receiver, O-line, Wildcat quarterback.
There you go, man. That's the team. All right, guys, well, we are going to start with the defense. So tonight, it's a little baseball trivia because, you know, the Astros. How many Astros fans in the house? All right.
Yeah, I like the Astros!
So it's a little baseball trivia tonight, guys, okay? We're going to start with the defense. You've got about 10, 15 seconds per question. Who did the Astros play in the 2017 World Series? Was it the Yankees, the Red Sox, the Dodgers, or the Brewers?
The Bruins.
Again, was it the Yankees, Red Sox, Dodgers, or Brewers? The defense will go first.
Dodgers.
Dodgers, offense.
Dodgers.
All right, I made it easy to start with, guys, so that's how we go. 1-1. All right, here's the next one. Which team did Justin Verlander come from? Offense, you're going to answer this one. Which team did Justin Verlander come from? Was it the Braves, the Dodgers, the Orioles, or the Tigers? Which team did he come from? Braves, Dodgers, Orioles, or Tigers?
Tigers.
Tiger defense?
Tigers.
Tigers. All right, I made them too easy tonight. All right, I know these questions are easy, but this one, you'll probably get this one as well, and then we'll get a little tougher. Who won last year's World Series defense? Was it the Chicago Cubs, Los Angeles Dodgers, Cleveland Indians, or the Boston Red Sox? Again, was it Cubs, Dodgers, Indians, or Red Sox? And so the defense will answer this one. Who won the World Series last year? I had to look. I mean, I watched it, and I didn't even remember. Chicago Cubs, Dodgers, Indians, or the Red Sox?
Dodgers.
Dodgers?
Dodgers.
It was the Red Sox. It was the Red Sox.
He told me to copy. Oh, it was Boston.
All right. Okay, we'll move on. Question 4. Nobody got that one. When, and this will go to you, offense. This will go to you, offense. When was the first World Series played? Was it 1903, 1897, 1915, or 1921? Again, 1903, 1897, 1915, or 1921? Offense?
1903.
Defense?
1915.
It was 1903. The offense got it. All right, here we go. You guys may get this one back. What is the positional number of the catcher on a baseball field? What is the positional number of the catcher on a baseball field? Is it 1, 3, 5, or 2? Defense will get this one, 1, 3, 5, or 2? 2.
Ramos knows it too.
2. Okay, you guys are both right. All right, final question. The first World Series in 1903 went how many games? How many games did that series go? Was it 7, 5, 3, or 8? 7, 5, 3, or 8. The first World Series went how many games? 7, 5, 3, or 8. And defense, we'll let you answer this one first. 7, 5, 3, or 8? Ready? 7, 5, 3, or 8. How many games?
5.
5?
8.
It was 8.
What's up?
In fact, back then it was the best of 9 series. I didn't know that. And the Boston Americans defeated the Pittsburgh Pirates. Did anybody know that, by the way? I didn't know that. I didn't know.
We did.
Awesome. Well, obviously you guys. So, hey, well, let's give it up. Offense, 4 points. Defense, 2. So defense, you guys are going to have to make a rally. Let's give it up for these guys. Thank y'all tonight for being here. Appreciate it. Thank y'all for coming every week as we will continue the SHN Sports Trivia Challenge. That'll put the offense now at 21 this season. The defense trailing 14. So they're behind 7. So I'm going to bring out some more questions as the coaches' shows continue here, as we continue to roll. So, well, at this point, it's our final segment as we bring up Georgetown Eagle Booster President, Mr. Pete Dibb. Let's give it up for Pete. Appreciate you, Pete. Also wanted to remind you these shows are made possible by our friends at Extraco Banks. Thank you to Greg Eady, also Royce Electric, their granddaughter, Kaylee Biondo, who's a cheerleader. Appreciate Royce Electric, and also Craig and Sandy Mooney at Georgetown Shirt Company. Thank you for your support. Pete, good to have you, man.
Hey, thanks. How you doing, Rob?
I'm doing great, and it's always good to be here, but it's a lot better to be here after a good victory that we saw last week. Really proud of these kids.
Yep, that was awesome. It was great to get back on the winning track. One thing I wanted to bring up when we start is to let people know that Chuck Pledge is having some more health difficulties. So everybody would kind of keep him in your mind, keep him in your prayers, because he and Kay are at everything we do for Booster Club. So I didn't see him this week and saw something today from her that Chuck has fallen ill again. So just wanted to let people know.
Yeah, please absolutely keep the pledges. And we know when Kay's not here because the excitement, it's still here, but it's just not what's going to be in the dictionary one day is K pledge excitement. It's going to be a verb.
They are there for everything. They're super fantastic supporters of Georgetown football.
Well, Pete, back at home, of course, a good place to be at Birkelbach Field facing Maynard, a different team this year, the Maynard Mustangs, but it's good to be back at home for that game. Talk about what's going on.
The things we have going this week. We have team dinner tomorrow night for varsity about 5 o'clock, 5:15 at the cafeteria. Then we have 2 freshman games tomorrow. That'll be a Georgetown regular, like 5:30 and 7 o'clock game. Then JV Silver will be at Maynard. And we were supposed to have a game with another team in our district, the second JV team, and they didn't make a team. When the grades hit, they lost their team. So we lost that game and haven't been able to replace it, so there is no game for JV Blue this week.
Awesome.
So that's Thursday night. Friday, we start off with taco breakfast at 8 o'clock. Anybody that's watching that is willing to make some tacos for the team, get in touch with Jamie Beal. We're always looking for more. We need 30 dozen each week. After that, we go out and we'll pray on the field, any parents that want to. Big week, we have 15, 20 people. Last week we had 3 people. It's just as many people as want to go. We have a pep rally this week at 9:27 in the gym. So that'll be, we have that, and then we have one more final pep rally November 7th. But this week is a pep rally. You'll be able to buy your tickets at school, before school, or during lunch on Thursday or Friday if you want to. Oh, I guess it's not an away game, so that won't be a problem. You can buy them at the stadium. And then tailgating at 5 o'clock. Roland Moreno and his guys on the pit crew, they'll be making sausage wraps, potato salad, and I believe beans. So that's it. Awesome. We'll be ready for the game. I think the band will walk through the band sets up outside the tailgating area, and the guys walk through about 5:30.
Hey, and talking about the pep rallies, and I've had some questions over the years, so I'll let you answer. Is the community invited to those pep rallies to come in? It's at the gymnasium.
Yeah, absolutely. There is an area that's sectioned off, 2 of the bleacher sections for non-students. So it's generally parents. I mean, the parents all come there, get some Sun City boosters there. I mean, and anybody wants to come is welcome to come. 9:30, they call it 9:27, but 9:30 in the basketball gym. So you can enter by the pack, park in the pack, and come in. You don't have to sign into the school. You don't have to get a pass. You can just come straight into the gym there.
Awesome. Well, I wanted to make an announcement here. It's for me personally, it's been a joy and a privilege to cover these kids for, my goodness, 5 years now, and not just football, but basketball and baseball as well. As many of you know, I've been broadcasting for Sam Houston State University in the Huntsville area. That's why you haven't heard me on the broadcast, because we have to leave usually on Thursday or Friday. And so just to let you know, I've been in talks with a couple of guys that have been really committed to what we do here at SHN. with David Eaglin and Kelly Duvall. They're going to be more involved. And so, my time here with Georgetown, unfortunately, as of right now, is kind of coming to a close. But SHN will still be involved. And so I'm very excited to continue, our journey with SHN. Just me personally, I won't unfortunately be able to call any more games this season. And so it's been just a true honor and privilege to be, part of these kids and to watch these kids grow up. And I won't be sad about it because we've got really good guys coming in to take care of that.
We appreciate the support you've given to the football program. And as the boosters, representing the Booster Club, we appreciate the support and the platform you've given to our kids to be able to get out. And like Vicky, my wife, is out of town for a couple weeks, and she's able to listen to the games and then watch them later. So that's a valuable service for us. I've told you the story. I was in Africa a couple of years ago in one game, and I was able to get up at 2:30 in the morning and listen to the game. It was awesome. That's a great service. We appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. So my house on the market now. So if anybody, I'll plug it. If you want a house, call me. We'll get that taken care of. But
beautiful Serenata.
I'll be heading down to Huntsville. But Eagle Fight will never die for me, of course, and we'll keep things rocking and rolling. At the end of the day, it's always been about promoting these kids, and that's why for me it's an easy transition because I know that we will continue that and that the guys will continue to promote our outstanding athletes. And that message kind of leads me into something else. If you are interested and want to get involved with what we do here at SHN, we're always looking for volunteers. That really is what makes our Georgetown coverage so unique is we have so many people that help us out and volunteer. It is, and I don't say it pridefully, but I am very thankful it is the most watched coverage in Central Texas because of a lot of the volunteers and the folks that make that happen. So it brings exposure to these kids. So, again, if you're interested, you can always come up and talk to me. You can always email us info@shnsports.com on how you can get involved on game night. And, hey, you get some cool perks. You get to be on the field sometimes. You get to be in the press box. So there's a lot of really cool perks as well.
It's cool up there.
So, well, again, let's give it up for Pete Thill. Appreciate you, Pete. Thank you, my friend.
Thank you.
As always, I end every broadcast reminding you tonight we're not strong enough alone to make it our own. We need each other. Provide a word of encouragement. Lend a hand of support. Somebody out there tonight needs you. Let's say it, friends. Every week we do it. On the count of three, Eagle Fight never dies. 1, 2, 3. Eagle Fight never dies. And, hey, last thing, I probably will still continue to do the coaches shows when I can, but it's just, through the remainder of the season. So you may still see me up here a few times, but there will be a transition. So thank you guys. Love you all. And most importantly, we love our kids. Thank y'all for being here tonight. Have a good night. God bless you.